It was a story of a man who was humble. It was a story of a man who loved other people. A story of a man who loved his wife. And of a man who loved God. And that this is the gift, the legacy that he passes on to each of us.
Until the day God calls us home.
Thanks for your patience. We kind of get adjusted here. Well, thanks again, like Jonathan's already said, for coming out and celebrating the life of our dad with us. Man, it's difficult to put into words the impact and the influence my dad had on me and continues to have on me. The life and the legacy of a godly man lives on in all of us. I told my dad last time I saw him alive, I said, Dad, if I'm half the man that you are, that you have been, I'm proud of that. I'll be happy with that. I've never known a more selfless person than my dad. He always thought of others above himself, and apart from his love for God, his love for family came next. Well, as many of you know, and Rick referenced it, my dad drove a truck for many years. And I'll never forget, as a young man, as I look back on those teenage years, I was learning to be a man. And he shared laughter in the cab of that truck over miles and miles and miles and miles. And when I needed to stop for the restroom, and he didn't think I did. Shared bits of wisdom I'll never forget. Learned to enjoy thermos coffee, I think, in that truck. Got driving lessons. I don't think I should have been driving a truck at that young of an age, but he thought I could, so I did, and his confidence in me helped me do it. But as I think about that, that's who he was, the encourager, built confidence in us, helped me to become a man, not just the man I need to be and the husband I should be, but helped me to understand what it meant to love God and to trust in God with all your heart. In Dad's obituary, Mom mentioned this, and I want to quote it. It said, "No ocean's deep enough and no miles long enough that Dad wouldn't be there if we needed help." And that is so true of my dad. And not just for us kids, right? Everybody he knew, that was who Dad was. He was a gracious man for everybody who knew him. And as the youngest of three boys, I think I probably pushed the limits a little harder maybe than you guys did. But when I did, I'd always hear that very firm but calm, "Stephen Dodd." And I knew, let's get serious, I better pay attention. But it was never harsh, and it was always with love. And that's who he was. Well, I didn't write this song that I'm going to sing here. I wish I did, because it speaks so well of who he was. I'm going to try to make it through. Be patient. It's called Daddy's Hands. I remember Daddy's hands worked until they bled. I do. Sacrificed unselfishly to keep us all fed. And if I could do things over, I'd live my life again and never take for granted the love in Daddy's hands. With Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Well, Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand that there was always love in Daddy's hands. There are things that I've forgotten that I loved about the man, but I'll always remember the love in Daddy's hands. We will just begin to sing love's sweet story. It's a song that the angels cannot sing. It's I'm redeemed by the blood of the Savior. And 10,000 years or more, I'll praise His name. 10,000 years, just a solid. 10,000 years, we just begun.
Yeah.
Well, here's Dan's influence on me. I hear the train rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine. I don't know when will I'm stuck in full stress. Time keeps dragging on. That train keeps
nice and just cut her load. If you're going to win a muckamuck, with me you can ride. So I climbed into that semi and settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand. I said, listen, bud, I traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man, I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert, bed, and I climbed the mountain there, man. Travel, I did my share, man, I've been everywhere.
There's a storm across the valley, clouds are rolling in. The afternoon is heavy on his shoulders. There's a truck out on the 4 lane, by the motorway, winding up the wheels just makes it colder. Well, he's an hour away from riding, like a prayer's up in the sky. 10 days on the road, barely gone. There's a fire softly burning, supper's on the stove. Keep the light in your eyes, it makes him warm. Everybody sing it. Hey, it's good to be back home again.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes it's so warm, it feels like a long lost friend. Yes, it's good to be back home again. Feels like a long lost friend. Yes, it's good to be back home again. What's it is good? Be back home again.
The song going to Sleep April, weary pilgrim. Good morning, I can see. Just let you crawl and follow close to me. And counted it. Just a minute, start over on that. I lost you, I couldn't hear you. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah, start. I'm full of wax on my
When you
ears.
sing it.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
Ready? Well, I have a love, there is one story man. I'm gonna stand to see until I shake her hand. He's waiting for me. I can't feel at home in this world anymore.
Hey, I have a request. I want to hear Coleman sing one of his songs.
I would like that too.
I would like that too. I would too. Everybody else?
Sorry. Sounds good. I'm sorry.
Is that not hard?
With whippoorwill, he sounds to that midnight train is winding. I'm so lonesome, my eyes to find. Take it away.
I'm sorry, I'm still not good.
You'll hold it.
I can do this all day.
Of course, no cell phone. We had to stop, find the phone. It's just funny, I just heard this song, it's all about us. He said, you gotta hear this song. I said, what's the name of it? He said, Back Home Again. I said, well, who sang it? He said, John Denver. I said, who's John Denver? I don't know, but this is really a good song. So listen to it on the radio. So I listened, waited and waited. Finally came on. Of course, he was on the road and been home for a while. Got at the kitchen table, ball.
It's perfect for you
Then I
guys.
had to run across the street and tell them, oh, this is the coolest The toys of the road will
Amen.